If you haven't seen the previous video in this series, make sure to click the link in the description down below. Now, I don't hate Man of Steel, but I don't think it's a perfect film, nor do I think every film is a perfect film. But this is Superman that we're talking about, and they're making him a dark and edgy edgelord. And that's, quite frankly, the opposite. Now, I've already done a Superman reboot pitch, but this is a rewrite. So, instead of making it all dark and gritty, we'll be making it more light in tone, more bit more peaceful, a bit more hopeful, because Superman, after all, is supposed to give people hope.
And we ain't making a Jesus wannabe.
Okay, so the movie begins same way as it did in the original movie, with Krypton dying. But instead of it just dying for no reason, it's because of, well, I won't tell you, but you can assume that is the big part of most Superman storylines and some Justice League storylines. Plus, he was in Lego Batman 3. By the way, the main villain won't be General Zod because we've seen him already in a Superman movie, and plus, I think this Superman movie shouldn't have Zod as the main villain because this doesn't seem like Zod to me. Because Zod in this is trying kind of seems like he wants to destroy Krypton and Earth, and that sounds like who I will be replacing him for. And you know the guy that was destroying Krypton before. Okay, so we trimmed down the length of Krypton blowing up since we've seen it tons of times in India, so we'll be trimming it down. And all we'll see of Baby Cal a while before we see him like get blasted off will be him just getting blasted off. That'll be all we see of Baby Cal. Okay, so Baby Cal gets sent to Earth, where we see Ma and Pa Kent for the first time. Now, Pa Kent in this movie, or in this version of the movie, would not die. Because, oh boy, I'm so sick and tired of seeing Pa Kent die. It's happened so many times in movies. I mean, can we at least once see him? Because Pa Kent is a big part of the Superman mythos, and it feels kind of a bit awkward in an origin story to see him get killed. And the way they do it in the movie is a bit of bullshit. So now we cut back to modern day, where we see Clark Kent interviewing for the role of a reporter for the Daily Planet. And so Perry White would ask Lois Lane to help him. Now, Lois Lane, like she always does in the comics, gets a bit annoyed when he's assigned to Clark, but surprisingly, they hit it off. Like, they have kind of like a friendly back and forth friendship, and Clark and Lois start to develop feelings for each other. And it won't be out of nowhere like it is in the actual movie. It'll feel natural. After Lois and Clark actually do their job for once in the movie, we'd see Clark fly off, and Lois will be like, "What the hell?" Because she'd see him flying with, and Clark wouldn't notice it. Now Lois would somehow follow Clark, maybe due to the fact that she's like a reporter. She could tell people that she needs to fly somewhere, and Clark. Well, Lois would find Clark in the Fortress of Solitude, and Clark would already be suited up, and in a way better costume this time. You wouldn't. There would be some at least red around the crotch area. No homo. Clark would try and calm Lois down, and right before an earthquake happens. Now, we'd cut to the past to show an earlier version of Superman in Smallville. Clark in a t-shirt trying to protect people. And the t-shirt would have a spray painted S or something like that. And Jonathan Kent seeing this would come to Clark and give him a crystal saying that this will show you your actual home. So Clark would try and find where these earthquakes are happening, because see, it's affecting the Fortress of Solitude as well. And the Fortress of Solitude is supposed to withstand things like earthquakes and explosions and shit like that. Clark would find to the earthquakes where it's happening, and he would find a giant beam hitting the ground, not destroying objects, but picking them up and shrinking them. Clark would look up to find Brainiac's skull ship. Brainiac would come down, and Clark would ask, "Who are you, and why are you here?" Brainiac would say, "So you're Kal-El, the last son of Krypton." And Clark would ask, "How do you know about me? How do you know?" And Brainiac would say, "Your people made me, and in favor, I destroyed them. Simply because there was no room in my collection. But there is now." The two fight for a bit, and Clark ultimately ends up losing, because the film's only beginning. Clark would get his ass handed to him because he wasn't ready. But he would continue the fight, since this is a early and arrogant version of Superman. He brings a fight to Smallville. Now, the reason why I chose Smallville for the main fight, for the first ever battle in this Superman's career, is because it's his home, and because we can't risk Metropolis getting destroyed yet, can't we? Clark and Brainiac will brawl, and they'd accidentally kill some people. Brainiac on purpose, but Superman by accident. Or maybe it might be on purpose. Clark doesn't know. Clark's just freaking out. And he almost kills his dad. Brainiac leaving Clark beaten and bleeding, and the people of Smallville start to hate him. And so, the people of Smallville kick him out, including Clark's dad. But Jonathan doesn't say, "You don't belong here." He says, "This isn't your planet. You weren't born here, but you're raised here, and I've raised you better. Maybe you can't save us, but you can save the planet. You can become better. You can become." And Lois stops Jonathan and says, "Superman." Clark gets up and he tries and he plans. He sees Superman's a leader in the comics. He leads the Justice League, and we need to show that side of Superman. His intellect. Brains versus Brawn. Brawn can't always win, but Superman needs to top that. So Superman hands himself into the government. Now Clark, the reason why Clark does this is because He wants to gain people's trust. And after the incident with Smallville, he's lost the people's trust. So he needs to regain it by turning himself in. And he tells them about Brainiac, but they don't trust him because the only alien they see is Clark. And Clark says, like, he was raised here. He wasn't born here, but he was raised here. He's about as human as the rest of us, even though he doesn't have the power, even though he doesn't look like it. He's still about as human as the rest of us. So, through that empowering speech, Clark manages to win over the government, and he gets the military to help him evacuate the city so he doesn't hurt anyone else. But Brainiac has already set up his beams, his attacks he's planned ahead. But Superman is far of it. He's far of everything. He's managed to become a better hero now. He's finally became Superman. Now the two fight again with Superman now winning, and he doesn't kill Brainiac. Why? Because he needs to be better than Brainiac. He needs to be better than the villains he fights. And maybe the odd snap in this situation could be like someone kills Brainiac for him because he's gained people's trust now. He's now became a actual hero, and now people can help him. And maybe Lois saves Clark because, come on, the two love each other. We need something. We need Lois to do something so she isn't a complete, utter Mary Jane.
Oh, shit, I forgot. End credits. Alright.
You wanted me, Mr. John Jones. So, that was my rewrite of Man of Steel. What did you think? Did you think it was good? Did you think it was bad? Yes, no, maybe so. If not, make sure to like, comment, and subscribe if you did like it. But if you thought it was pee, then, well, since you can't dislike videos anymore, just put your thoughts in the comment section, alright? It's been my guy, and I hope to see you soon. Bye for now.